All right, guys, we made it. It's time. Final round. Into the final 1 week. Biweekly one final spring split 2024's trios. And this is round 7, and we got 5 teams to make it to match point. If you guys are unaware, match point is a certain value. In this case, 74. You can see in the bottom right there of what the teams would need to accrue into this set of games. For the first 3 games, we have 0 hero points, meaning that you cannot choose a hero that's chosen more than 3 times or more by the minimum. And in the final 5 rounds or so, depending on how many are played, as long as a team reaches 74 in the round, the following round, the next round, they would need to anoint MVP for themselves. And big spoilers, I already said it 6 times before, that 07 games, but also the winners will end up being OUG from reaching match point and being MVP. So let's see how their victory round goes out, because I'm really curious in seeing what this team has to cook up for this final round, and how well their comp kind of is showcased throughout the choice pick. Because the longer we go into these rounds for games from games 4 through 8, the more opportunities we're going to see for, you know, a congested choice pool picking of characters that have +2s or 1s. Sand Siphon's always been that ordeal of that happening. So let's take a look and see about it. Because this is it. This is the final recording. And of course, this is the final part. We're gonna get into solos. Day 1, week 2. I did get word though that we will have patch to be enabled for the season 12 towards next biweekly. So week 3 is when that patch starts to drop, and then that's when the game is going to be dictated in terms of the builds that we see the trios teams and the solos players go off on. And well, not necessarily, we will see their pathings if they do certain moves, but also to the initial coins, rage, mitigation, stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Super hype, super excited, and super ready now. And on top of scrims, besides that point, we are going to see this stage to be set. Roy Shishi BBE going to be rocking out they're going to be rocking out the AOT cop. These teams are not in the top 5, but they are still going to try to make their push in case things kind of lead out to them towards them earning enough points here to get to match point and then winning 8, because in round 8, because by round 8 it's all about whoever doesn't reach MVP and win in the match point positions, they'll have their career to points, and OUG currently has the highest points, so yeah, kind of comes out towards that. Anyways, Bauda, Sand Siphon, there were no bans in the first rounds. Actually, let's talk about that. AOT, Cannonball, no, WBG with the Snowball, and then ALL with the Sand Siphon. No bans, which is kind of crazy, because now that we're gonna have bans, now that we have Sand Siphon here for the second time around, we're gonna have Sand Siphon for the third time around with KLA. And then GG and then DRG is thinking, they're cooking, they're rummaging through their options, and then they're going to choose it themselves. This is a 5 round band pick pool. Hey, wait a second, dog. Where's it? Where ooh. The first round not even choose Sand Siphon? No, they didn't. Yeah, they did Alliance. Okay, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 3. That's 4. Heck, that's 5. Okay. Oh, they burned through their points quick. OUG, you saw that? Yeah, they burned through their points quick. Faster than water. And then they go ahead and locking in their choices here. Yeah. Okay. Listen, man, this is the battle of the wits. Cannonball versus Sand Siphon is going to be a tough point for XUG here, but I gotta see how these boys perform, because skill selection here is gonna be standard for the Sand Siphons, I'm pretty sure. I mean, V1, F3 from Wolves. Okay. It's working to success. They got 14.1 points with that, but like, oh my, it's throwing me off. It's unconventional to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, it worked. You know what? Yeah, bump it. You know, pressure and burst. V1 from Alexendo for Takeda for the Tumult Ultimate. OUG with V2, and across the board similar stats between all of the teams. And then WBG rocking the F3 and the Sleepwalker being the Justina. They are rushing in here. Wow. Okay, so spawns give a Breezy Maze spawn for Bauda with DRG next door at the Moonlit Courtyard. I don't know why FPX is so safety netted over here, but we are in Morris Isle Cloudy, actually, as a heads up. Yeah, we are in Morris Isle Cloudy. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Now, Victims Haven has 3 teams for some reason. WBG, FPX. Is that FPX? It's not FPX. That's BBE. WBG, BBE, and Alliance are all next to each other, while KLA is in the Council Courtyard. JL and OUG are right on top of each other towards the Fiery Cave. No, Sun Cave. My bad. Into this region right here. And then we have Wolves, XEG, and GG over by the Noka. Oh. This should be cloudy, right? I'm pretty sure it's cloudy. Look at the sky. Oh, this is dusk. It's supposed to be dusk. Run it back. Run it back. Run it back. Is this supposed to be dusk? Yeah, it's supposed to be overcast. Did they grief? We have to reset the game. No, the game still goes. Man, I thought that was gonna be dusk. That would have been interesting though. Holoroth being like into dusk as well though. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, it's Firefly spawns in at this point, right? Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, yo, Sun Cave, Ephemeros. You know, I'm thinking Breezy Maze. I'm like, wait, these are Firefly spawns, but it's supposed to be cloudy. It was like back in my head. I'm like thinking it should be cloudy, isn't it? It shouldn't have been. You know, maybe it was just like a oops, or maybe on the initial screen it was an oops for the map selection that we saw. And yeah, only nighttime maps and daytime maps for more solid because you know that's everyone's favorite. I like it. Everyone recognizes what those masses of fireflies are, pretty much. Yeah. Kakaxi though gonna have the fear, the fear of God with the Kakaxi by Takeda with the Fear and Blast. Because if we can ensure a free blue focus, that's going to be the case scenario. But we are going to see this pressure coming out from Dragon Slayer. Jianan is down. Doesn't get a horizontal due to CJS coming from the back line with an R&B with the vertical and actually getting those hits off the staff again and again and again. But looks, as much as it comes out of it, a third party can always deny this kind of pressure. F1 here from CGS doesn't get it because Longsword Beam confirms nothing to value. He closes into Zem, who Zem catches him into this grapple extension for the longsword and just keeps time off. While CJS gets a quick Soul Bloom, he's gonna have ultimate ready to go here. And I don't understand how Zem. Oh wait, how did the Wolves drop this? I need to know. Well, FPX buys a Moonbane off the rip, and they actually buy Moonbane off the rip from their spawn way out towards the northeast, so they find a lot of boxes to kind of work off of that end. If we remember correctly. So Wolves had blue armor. They had third-party opportunity off the CGS. 330 has V2. Tessa Enchant confirms it against 330. Okay, 330 is the main primary target. He gets out. F3 from Zem focuses on the CGS. He tried to lock into a 330 who finds a V2 in midair, which is kind of crucial here. F1 here gets Longsword Beam. We're going to see an LMB coming out from LX7 and ZK as a Stoneform procs. Double hit. We are going to see that proc come out here. CGS finds the blue focus to actually grab ZK, and off of this end gets a heal, but then it gets Longsword Beamed, and we're going to see 330 get a parry, but EG gets ripped onto the side here. Why is EG at 1 HP? I'm not sure what happened here, but EG being at 50% HP gives fuel to the fire here, and you know, he goes down pretty quickly here. As much as he's kind of putting pressure here, LX7 is just looking to try to capitalize on that. That's it. Like Soul Bloom picked up, CJ says 1,000 heal and finds his chance to focus onto Zem, and that's it. I honestly don't know what happened to EG in terms of getting a reset off, maybe with the F3 from Wuchen, but maybe it was burned out. I'm looking past this because I'm like, there's no way. Oh, maybe Mortal Defiance procced, right? Because the R&B comes down for the Pole Sword, but even then, that damage from Common Pole Sword does not force that out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He still has a win wall. He still has 3. That's the Mortal Defiance right there. Okay. Yeah. That's tough. That is tough. Yeah, because EG could have used that time to regen his team by getting an upper ground position for verticality. 3-3-0 though, finds a kill off of Zem, right, and all that stuff. But WBG finding kill off of ALL. Actually, double kill elimination coming up from WBG against ALL. That's 5 kill eliminations for WBG. Massive, man. Super massive. But we know that FPX has a Moonbane charm. They picked it up in the early game for boxes. OUG finds FPX here. Okay, who has the Moonbane? It is Zhao Hu. Zhao Hu is somewhere in the back line. He's moonbaning. He's moonbaning. There it is. Force Brock. Dongqing left behind into the realm of things. Can cast F1 in the midair. Gets caught to the bow shot. And we're here going to see whether or not the Kate of Fury can be enough to actually force FPX to knock OUG down. I'm not sure if there's going to be an ultimate cast here from water here. But, you know, RB comes out. Midair parry. Moonbane strikes again. V2 going to come out here. FPX having a chance here from locking away OUG. If this Moonbane were to be successful here, that'd be the play. But you're gonna see enough pressure here from this team to actually focus. Wow, wait, the U is quick. OUG, man. He's my idol. He finds as much poke damage as possible with a bow, or like range shots, like a pistol. In this case, a bow. Like, look, RMB, right? Furin switches the bow, gets a bow shot, backs off, goes straight back into melee range against water. And you know, water finds himself in Moonbane, but bow shot to the bow shot, you looks towards it, doesn't get caught to the Moonbane strike. And this is the one case instance where Moonbanes can cause not much value. I mean, it can in circumstances where you can lock the enemy team down, but it's not the case here. You know, FPX had only 2 people there. While we saw how much water was pushing out, but it was just Zhao Q got the ult off, and there was nothing really left for the team to kind of make off of. There was no ultimate ready. They didn't have the rage. They had fireflies for it, and it just came down to that. Now Bauda, right? We know Bauda is at match point as well. They're in event tide. And then, I don't know if they're going to re-engage, but we're going to see. In the meantime, though, over by the Poison Forest, as I like to call it, west of Islet Crater, north of Alchemist's Cottage. A-Shout up against KLA's GG. We're going to see CXC actually look towards A-Shout as a majority of timing of trying to avoid any of those blue focuses. He eats up 2 in a row. Unfortunate. His anticipation was there, but it was just not going to be in marks for it. Now, QGG looks to try to buy as much time aerial so he can get an R&B off of the backline. He finds himself an R&B off of Baiji, but QGG sees WBG Sleepwalker ultimate. Now that there's QGG, now that CXZ actually fast winds his ultimate cast, dodges himself into where Sleepwalker can actually just look for simultaneous casts out here, gets eliminated due to the level 3 pulse sword swing with that fan to confirm it as well. And so Sleepwalker goes down. WBG, they're losing their lives as it comes through. WBG by AG, though, can't do anything about this, even if he wanted to. Gets caught to the armor for the pulse sword swing. So, with that being said, KLA coming in here with his eliminations. Shout out to CXZ timing his ultimate to be just at the final duration of that Weishan ultimate to kind of consolidate that team. Now, Kakaxi XCG, this is their final lives here, and they're working with fire here. DRG, 3 eliminations. I'm not sure that Moonbane, I don't think so. But this team doesn't have much to kind of, I mean, they have everything they need. Weaponry, ultimates. It's just timings. DRG looking to purchase outright the shop if they can, and you can see the purchase be done. XG backs off. It kind of comes down to these final few minutes here before the first round angle, whether or not they're going to go through. ALL's Bow finds a kill off of KLA's 17S as an ambush. It looks like with Nunnies, and Bow gets another kill off of CXC with a crossbow. What happened? What happened? Hold on a second. Bow, he's working with it. Can I get a replay? Maybe not. JL over by the Ghost Town, though. It looks like they have no kills as well. They're one of 4 teams at the match point that haven't accrued any points. However, OUG do have 3. In the lobby, though, the MVP does stand to be with Team GG and WBG so far with those 6 eliminations. So it really just comes down to these final moments and Romy Yangs and catching the extra 3 eliminations, or getting eliminated as a whole. You know, it just comes down towards it. We're gonna have to see how this ends up. Dongqing though backs off into this corner, just or as well as FPX are gonna be going towards the Romy Yang or towards Celestra. I'm not sure if there's a Romy Yang gonna be available here, but we will see. Dongqing, crucial aspect in that team. About to buy in some juice in the shop, and of course we're gonna see this area be utilized for the first time. I think this is the first time we've actually seen the Soul Land area be utilized. CJS gets a stagger. His F1 saves the day for just a couple of seconds. Ultimate cast for some regen, gets to disenchant. This is perfect. This is GG's biggest point to be able to capture, and they can't capture BBE unless they guesstimate in the right direction of where they headed towards. You can see Iben is still standing still with his team. I'm not sure if they look for some F3 Wuchen shield walls, but if so, then they're gonna be located quickly. Kakaxi looking to try to get Wuchen off with an RMB. Another RMB gets parried. F3 is available. Kakaxi doesn't take damage. He gets his dual blades back, dual halberds back. WFZ is in ult. He goes ahead and gets away from danger. Kakaxi catches WFZ, waits it out. Clean delay for that slash. You can see Wuchen use his F1 for the escape, but we're gonna see cannon shots up against Moonlight, and as Moonlight kind of dips out here as a whole, he's gonna be looking towards this. Army to RMB, cannon mode comes out here. Moonlight, ooh, no parry coming out here, but the RMB is released. F3 back up again, and Kakaxi takes the time to reset here, and Moonlight just tries to see, oh, yo, you're free real estate, but no. XCG picks up 2 eliminations as a result of the kills, and yeah, they're gonna lock out DRG for a good long while for a little bit. Tammy's still alive, but we'll see. Huh? Yeah. This comes out to this. This is coming down towards OUG. I mean, they got 3 eliminations. I'm not saying this is bad. It's just like they have Romy Yang. They got Salox. Meaning they got defense buffs. And I mean, it just comes down to this Romy Yang delay. Like, they don't want to take it, they don't need to. They want to get it free one. They got to make sure someone enters against the ring against JL. I'm not sure how much time we have until the Romy Yang kind of concludes its duration, but all of OUG just like thinking about it. They're probably contemplating, okay, wait a bit. All right, we're in. It's ALL. OUG up against WBG though. Oh, that's gonna be an interesting fight. JL versus ALL though. FX grounding it. Nah, he's going to the sky and then pushing left. Oh, AO. As FX kind of rushes down to Bo. F1 coming up from Bo. FX now has to act in response and doing the same in case any blue focus come out. This is all neutral damage coming out here. Neutral staggers, everything. And this is fan versus fan, so you know which clinks. Oh my god, I hate it. It really comes down towards those many staggers coming out. FX though takes a full RMB to the face, amounting to a massive amount of damage as Bo goes ahead and figures out a way to backline and keeps himself positioned with lane as the resets are coming out. Revenge takes a shot to the dark into the face. That's a kill confirmation from FX. RMB comes out here from lane. Lane activates F1 to the sky. Bo has himself to look towards the light. Focus light comes out here from lane, and as FX kind of looks towards to just charging these RMBs, Bo does the same, and as a response rate, we're gonna see musket shots to be utilized as effectively from FX as possible. Look, I love the range weapon for Takeda's, and it just comes out to show. I mean, lane is the only one, or Bo's the only one left here, and JL's, they're gonna go ahead and get the parry, and that's gonna be it. Done deal. JL gets the Ramyang one, and actually OUG win out their fight against WBG Wolves as well. Or maybe it's a Moore's Blessing. I'm not sure. Gold Pole Sword, though. We're going to see how this ended up for the replay because OUG won their fight against WBG, so JL is the only person going through. Yeah, you know this replay is going to happen. This is the time where replays are really crucial here. So OUG finds a way for you to stay as propelled into the sky, but also initiate an early ultimate from Sleepwalker as their Justina, and there is no line of sight for Sleepwalker to take utilization of, because considering that how much pressure coming from this comp is that you was able to be as distant as away and they still held their ground, it just goes to the mitigation of dipping in and just stopping it out, man. I mean, like, You can see how much Yu is using that crossbow too there for just a small amount of time, but he looks for as much utilization for poke damage as possible. And SS finds the final hits off of A Shao, right? And as Sleepwalker gets eliminated by the R&B from the pole sword, and nothing's gonna give Baiji enough time to survive there. Yu finds a gold Hong sword in his kit. And as the Hong sword kind of, you know, correlates towards you, you will rush down JL. I mean, this is 2 Vermilion teams versus one another, and GG actually burned through theirs. Wolves actually being able to eliminate them, and they lose that buff, but interesting. FX, though, is getting rubber banded back and forth, has F1 out here. We're going to see him run right through this ultimate F1 to kind of cause the tackle, but a Merciless Havoc released. JL is going to see FX get eliminated here first. There it is. Vermilion Burst Mites comped into play, and VVV and TXJ eliminated at the same exact time. Not only that, but by the King. 3 eliminations for OUG here. 9 eliminations total. 9 points. They're kill leaders right now into this lobby. They're working their magic. GG still has only 8 lives. They did burn their Vermilions, but we do see ALL with 8 eliminations as standing. So I mean, you know, kind of comes out to say they have a chance possibly. But Sleepwalker actually the only teammate left for ALL or for WBG. I mean, sorry. And it does come down towards that. I'm not sure though. Flaming Cage, hello? For what? Why are we flaming caging? Yo, there is a strat for the flaming cage. Oh my god. That's brilliant. So teams are really using Vermilion Birdsmite to kill them, to unalive themselves, to actually work through for burning Vermilion Birdsmite. You're gonna probably see them in the kill feed right here, right now. Maybe. I don't know. Because if that's the case, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, OUG. That's the zone. These guys are really intentionally dying out to the zone and everything to keep distance off so they can close gap to the spot. I'm sorry, that's just really strong, because then at this point that actually puts them in a spot of being able to roam the map for a good like minute and a half, and it looks like OUG weren't able to actually utilize that. I mean, the flaming cage was there though. I don't know why they didn't use that. The burn would have been immaculate for that damage. It's interesting. Very interesting. Pro players, probe the mind. What's going on here? Because if they're using Vermilion Burstmite, it's just for quick access of movement and not taking damage by spawning in next to a soul altar that's within the vicinity of a fight for a third party, or timing it out for the Vermilion Burstmite since they were one of the final seconds to enter the Realm of Yang for the second time around by spawning near that one, and just having no issues of third parties and whatnot. Now KLA finds a kill off a WBG Sleepwalker. That's it for WBG. And that was located what to northeast? Yeah, northeast of Ventai Temple. There's a Draco Storm on the map though, for Morris Blessing. So whether or not these players want to take that, it's up to them. But we will see whether or not this is going to be the Islet Creator position that comes out for FX. But shopping it out, waiting it out. We're in stagnation. These rounds are like moving like water. We're gonna go towards the Rumyang and seeing how this goes up. OUG outside of a Rumyang, up against XCG, and this is over by Servants Grounds, south of it, north of Celestra. This is so weird because people entering Rumyangs preemptively kind of puts himself in that spot of just being able to hold it down and to get surprised, right? But not only the surprise. The surprise is also like, okay, who can't make it into a Rumyang? Forbidden Seal activated. Who did that? Who did that? BBE did that? That's crazy. That's crazy to me, at least. Well, I don't know. GG found that Morris Blessing to their benefit. Alliance versus JL. No one enters into the second Rumyang, it looks like. So we're going to see this fight actually initiate. A tuna proc from FX here. High ground position goes left. It looks like it's going to be a standard procedure. Gets counter grab. Gets Blistering Edge in midair. not what he's looking for. He gets 20% mitigation though for his teammates, so that's kind of good. But another F1 coming out here from Bo. Bo actually catches it. Loses out his purple fan, I think, and obviously FX actually looks to try to use it to Takeda Fear Blast and goes in a 180 position while Bo had Cap Bloom the whole time. Lane finds his pole sword swing. He sees Bo focusing onto VVV, and VVV has to recast the ultimate as a result. And he tries to go for ACC uppercut. He goes ahead and gets another uppercut. This is going to be confirmation for the last Fury and Blast to come up here for Bo here, and that's actually giving JL that necessary push. They're going to go for a Mystic Light or Dragon Bright. Here's Prowess. I don't know. There's double Draco Storm here, so that's kind of interesting to see what it's going to end up in. For mitigation, at least. XGG finds a kill off of GGG. Mystic Light for VVV or for JL as a whole. Kakaxi just putting this pressure. 3 eliminations for XGG so far, though, right? Yeah. And we're gonna see this army coming out here. LXM finds a nice ultimate to cast through, and Draco Storm really working in XCG's favor only if Xiaonan wasn't there to get eliminated immediately. And Hikaxi just getting himself bombarded by Takeda Fury and Blast, is getting caught by parries, getting caught by the RMBs, getting caught by another Draco Storm, and this is going to be return to center of the enchant. Has ultimate, can't use his slash in time, and that's going to be costing himself some sort of heal back though. He's getting caught by staggers again. Xiaonan is going to try to get a res off of him. NiHQ somewhere north. And as this res is successful, they know the aura is coming out here. Xiaonan gets res. He doesn't have beacon available. F3 midair gets content to R&B. Another eliminations for Wolves here, and a solo to be picked up for potential reset for them. And of course, NiHQ gets caught out into this building. That's going to be it for NiHQ. This is tough. XCG really kind of positioned out here completely in an advance heal from Kakaxi. I mean, this is now a Yodohime dog world, but that Draco Storm that he has utilizing, it's going to cost him his position if he's trying to hide, especially since it's for another minute. But FBX looking at the sunset, saying, wow, what a beautiful view. And is backing off here. You know, saying, all right, enough time. Let's go fight. Man, season 12. I'll be casting season 12 for trios for day 1. That's going to be interesting. Holy smokes, is that going to be interesting. That's going to be really interesting. I'm also doing bi-weekly solos finals for week 2, so hoorah, you know, we're going to make it. CJS though finds Bo. RMBs are met. Nice parry from Lane. Ooh, doesn't go for it. He actually goes for a swap out because he knows that CGS has a Fear and Blast to be readily available, and CGS actually delayed it, but now he's forcibly activating this now back to back. Finds an RMBs, another Fear and Blast to be available for one of these guys. CGS uses it as a defensive measure, but it looks like offensive placement is to the advantage of Bo. 330 is low to the ground. RMB from the fan. Lane is low enough to come out here unscathed due to the V2 proc coming from his own, dare I say it, safety net. Revenge as a Zipping Ying, and there goes GG. GG goes down. GG is eliminated so far. They were trying to get their match points. Now the game score gives ALL the lead. OUG needs at least a kill more, but Alliance is doing the work here. KLA could be their next set of victims for extra eliminations to push this lead even further. NiHQ though, I'm not sure what this dual wield staff's going to do, but it's going to give him another point, and that's worthwhile, dude. That's crazy. ALL finds these extra eliminations like nobody's business. 17S just trying to rest in the zone. They can hear that. I see you, homie. You know, there's an armor Zoe coming out here, and that's an assault smolder burn and an ultimate. 17S goes down, and ALL is just picking up piece by piece, layer by layer, eliminations for themselves in a blistering. Okay. Wouldn't you have killed him? Wow. Bo really committing toward this. Back off. Get back into the zone. Because BBE is out here to earn themselves their keep here as well. Even though they have 2 eliminations, they gotta make it work. XCG though up against your Ron doesn't get the get killed as a result. Nice F1 to come out here, and you know, the kind of basis of this is that we're actually gonna see whether or not this is gonna be coming out towards these players for the final circle. I mean, Bo, he's kind of one of the final pieces into this puzzle for BBE to actually look to try to eliminate the kill leader of the squad. 14 eliminations. Lane finds a rebirth charm of all timings. Oh, that's crazy, because Bo now has himself to meter jump if he can. Horizontal opposite direction, F3 to confirm this kill. BBE picks up their 3rd elimination. We are going to see whether or not Lane gets the res off the Temi or the Zipping Ying, but most likely will. And if not, they make the decision of making it go towards the Takeda, and I'm not sure because OUG is... they're at 9. They have 9 kill eliminations. second place position. 10.4 points. That's a 5.5 difference between them and the next predecessor, or for their first place position squad to fight out against. And 9 minutes left. Shout out to Dan Atkinson. Bo though, okay, I like that. Pole sword action, guys. Look at this. Look what SS does, or NU, like scare rush, R&B, and into the R&B again from SS. These guys are quick, methodical. Just being exact with their movements and getting those quick amount of damage in a short amount of time. And ALO lane now has to just dip out. I mean, throw a wisp there and just hide out to the top of Sunwing's wing. Literally. Wing boom. Yeah, let me get an A piece real quick. Oh, sorry. But Yu does have himself here for the Takeda Furin to be available for ultimate. So, I mean, depends on how he kind of wants to rush down there and deny those reses coming up from IHQ. But JL's still down there, and that's kind of a majority of forces coming between these two. And FX, he's like the one person I can count on to kind of like make this happen for them. 8 eliminations for JL so far. OUG now has that 10 elimination, and this is where stagnation happens. And OUG is somehow at the shop, and I don't know. No one's kind of bothering him here. What's going on here? Yeah, XG kind of hides out into the skull of Sunwing. And then you're gonna see about pushing this in this region of such. We're gonna see whether or not someone gets caught out from OUG, and then if it's a miracle play for them to win this round, because there's no way, right? But Kakaxi gets caught out here. It looks like almost getting caught out through by the King. As the King pressures him into the zone, I think Kakaxi should just take the zone. Right? I mean, he can make a rotation. Oh, they're not gonna allow it, man. They got a cannon shot. That's all they need. He can find the time to kind of delay the inevitable with the heal. It's not gonna work as much as kind of hoping for, but now I think there's been enough time where he hasn't been taking damage, so he's gonna go ahead and no kill for you. And then this is the case scenario. This is best case scenario. They don't want match point to be given to the team that could end up winning the game, or rather the finals. Like ALL winning this MVP is like their like biggest hope. Like, please become MVP. Please allow yourselves to be at top first place position by the end of this match. 7 minutes, just make it happen. And that's what XG is kind of hoping on for. I kind of hope to see where it kind of stands out, because they still have next round potentially in their minds to work through for that action. Now, we are going to see poised positions from JL and FPX here for Poison Splash. This Gold Morris Blessing is going to be spawning here in a second. An actual Moonmaid's going to spawn here in a couple seconds, so they're going to have to be ready for that. Yu is just going to pelt here as much as possible. He could be in the bad spot here. If Moonmaid drops exactly where these players are actually grouping up here, this is going to be detrimental. JL going to be a result of that. They're going to have to push north, which pushes them into OUG. Maybe not to what OUG was hoping for, and then that's where that pressure comes out, man. That's where Moonmaid really pushes. It doesn't allow it. It's not the dissertation of it. It's you getting pushed on because it forces players to go towards you, and you weren't anticipating it, or you weren't ready for it. Maybe you're resetting, and it's just bad timing as a whole. So we're gonna have to see how that one ends up. And yeah. This is telling, man. This is telling. What's crazy about ALL is that they lost both their teammates. Now it's only top 6 here. We only have one hope, one dream, one lane. And remember, he was the only. He tried to buy a res, but his teammate was not able to get caught through. And these guys are really just trying to stop. If they can push out OUG into this corner, that'll be it. But you see bow shots. You can see how much pressure is going against OUG here. Like, you can't tell who it is until it's the time that you kill one of the enemy teammates. Like, it's not even to the basis of like the costumes. It's not the basis of like like the weaponry. Like, you have to either kill them or get killed by them to understand okay, that's them. Like that's them, right? So it's like 2v3, but you know, at this point you understand who you're fighting, or like a 3v2. And then you focus down hard onto that squad. Like it's an initial reception of either you lose your teammate to find out, and then you're like, okay, that's what we have to focus on. They're gonna keep pinging that location, or it's like you kill one of their enemy teammates. We gotta eliminate this squad. They're about to win. They're about to go through, right? And that's where it comes down towards that basis. Honestly, it's kind of tough. It's this is where match point really works, where it's like you find a team that is the match point winners, potentially to win out, and then they make it through, you know, because if they hit MVP status, that's kind of the dealio. That's kind of the over moment, and these players can find out who the MVP is in current standings, and that's, you know, it's not who they're seeing. That's going to be the issue. It's who's second to coming up to be the match point winner. And in this case, it is OUG. So, Forbidden Seal is denied. We're going to see for the last 3.5 minutes, Bowder Jing drop down here. RMB comes out. Iran avoiding this like the plague. A heal coming out here. Jing seeing Swarm. Nice F1 catching ZK. ZK's like, whoa. Let me get to this guy real quick. Which is funny because Jing could have denied that, but an F1 would have come out, and then ZK would actually been able to look for an ultimate caster that actually would have cost him. So he just held on to his Fear and Blast. But we do see Jing get DG. Wu-Chen ports to the top of the tree line. JL actually going to have a chance here of just getting pelted again and again and again. Forbidden Seal from that zone is quite astonishing that OUG went for it. And it just gives them full advantage of no enemy Temi ults, no enemy Weishan ults, or not Weishan, but Takeda ultimates. The only thing that would be difficult to kind of underestimate is the Tessa ultimates that can be done outside the zone, but they're keeping a radius of between 30 meters between them and the edge of the zone for that. So we're gonna have to see how that ends up. But the circle's closing. Forbidden still should be ending here in just a moment. Cannon shots coming out from OUGU. This could be a really calculated move for OUG. We still have 11 eliminations now for them. They are still trying to catch up to ALOs. I don't know where Lane is, but he is being careful. Blue armor, he's right behind OUG right now. There's that chance for the ultimates. Catches a kill off EG. It's going to be 12. You having to repair in blind sight. This avoids every single one of these guys. And there's Lane. They find the lone Temi. They're like, wait a second, that might be the dude. And then all of a sudden, Lane finds ultimate here. They cast out here. You is gonna go straight to the sky, get some high ground positions, cannon shots back to back, and Yu has F1. He keeps himself propelled for more cannon shots. He's gonna go back to the sky, back into the position of cannoning down, and then there's gonna be a chance here for another reposition for these players. And then over to the side, you're gonna see WB Jing actually from Bauda is actually gonna get almost caught out here from cannons to strikes from the pole sword. Kill eliminations are still at 2 for OUG. We're still looking at seeing how they can pick up this last elimination. There it is, number 13. And then Yu tries to go ahead and finds himself into a spot with SS being low, but it looks like they're going to be going ahead and getting that reset possible. And then, of course, we're not going to see the scoreboard. We're going to see how this ends up going through. OUG still kind of rocking the rocks through here, but it looks like the MVP comes out towards their position here. FPX Yahoo goes down, going through here. Alliance's Lane is still in the game. That's kill number 14, tied out here. And it looks like it's 15 for Lane actually finding that kill off of FX. He's keeping this. Wait a second. Lane finds the elimination to keep this at 15. So they're kind of still on top for the majority. And if they actually get eliminated as the second place, that still gives them enough ranking points to put the difference. There's Wolves getting a kill off of TXJ off of JL. ZK really going to be working this. So FPX Water finds a kill off of ZK. There it is. Okay, hold on a second. This is where it gets kind of nasty here. The King is the only person left in OUG roster with SS to kind of keep this through here. SS has ultimate in just a couple of seconds. This is going to be a make or break ultimate that he's looking to count on. And then the King gets knocked out here and doesn't get himself to get back into the zone. He's just going to the high ground position. This is going to be where it counts. Kills coming out from water. SS is literally looking to try to burn this through. And there is his elimination against Dongxing. And there's his elimination across the board. And there is 16 eliminations that puts them past ALL with 1 kill, bro. That's an immaculate and intensive final round golly, dude. ALL really tried to deny them. They were right there too, because Lane was getting those extra eliminations even to the end circle. He was doing a revenge. It seems like ALL just has those final circles down to just keep it going. Like, they have really strong players that can just keep the kiting going, and just by percentage alone, by stats alone, and I don't know. I mean, that's really good. Where's my celebration song? This song's been playing on loop on purpose. I played this song. I was like, oh, this thing goes hard. No. Just give me this. I mean, good victory between OUG though. Really hard earned. Well deserved. And it just came down to a long way. I mean, dogs, like I need to see the scores, because that's where it really comes down to, man. Wait, was Mike up on stage with them? Why is Mike up here? He's like, yo, Mike, get over here. He's like, okay. I mean, I play solos, but you know, I'm glad my trios team is making it through here. You know, shout out to OUG. You know, but I'm just gonna put it up here. Give me this. So OUG caps out with the 22.8. ALL really was one placement away, and FPX actually got that first place position with the 4 ranking points. It's literally the fact that OUG finds one more elimination and one more placement that puts them just a bar, immense bar, about 3.3 points. And that gives them the necessary push to actually just beat out, become MVPs. Now, overall stats right here, U number 1 for stats between damage and average total kills, and then damage, and then JL from TXJ. Not to be, you know, warranted, but it is definitely deserving, because it's like TXJ is that Yodo Hime. He is the one. Dong Qing's on the other side of things as well for this. And I'm like, yo, this is really exciting. But this is going to be Groups A for next week, for week 2. So with that, we end out. And yeah, we're gonna say goodbye. I appreciate you guys for being here for this Biweekly. I know the videos kind of came out pretty late. I just had a lot of busy stuff to be doing during the week with work, and then setting up events for the future, and kind of getting stuff correlated off of that end. But I appreciate you guys for being here. And with that, my name's Severio, Caster, and I'll see you later.